Freemason versus Iron Hands of Oppression. Flesh and bone, wood and stone. Okay? Some time ago, which is an understatement, you guys will realize I'm horrible with dates. Do not ask me to date something. You'll have to figure that out yourself. I like chronology, but I do not like dating because our dating system sucks anyway. And when we try to date things, this is when we get into screaming matches because someone's dating system wasn't correct in the first place. So how the hell can you place dates on something? I can use a vagary of like 500,000 years ago to 76 billion years ago. But, you know, who can relate to that? And if you can't relate to it, then why the hell bother asking? Okay? I'm lucky if I can remember 10 years ago, all right? But the situation was this. There was a kingdom called the Aryans, okay? And the kings, spelled like this, Aryans, okay? Aryan, singular. The kings wanted to expand the empire, okay? Now you're going to use, I have to, in terms of linguistics right off the bat, okay? I'm going to tell you two terms that come from this. Can you guys see one already? Aryan, okay. That one will go down here. Aryan, as in Aryan super race. And you're going to notice that there's always, with these bastards, there's always a favoritism towards the pale skin, okay? All right? Aryan. And up here, Orion. This is where the term Orion comes from. I had to bring that up now because I'm going to use the phrase Orion Empire, and you needed to know that I'm really talking about the Aryan Empire, okay? This is where scientists get the word Orion, constellation, which doesn't come from science. It comes from Native Americans and Native Africans, okay? All right? Just look into the Dogon tribe, all right? So science does not get this stuff by itself. It goes to people of color and hue and then claims it as its own, all right? The Orion Empire, which is already big enough, wanted to expand its borders some more. So they start pushing outward, and the kings are happy with how far it goes, okay? And after a while, you know, after a while, they're pretty happy with what they've done, okay? But the thing was, along the way, they started teaching it to the women, the queens, okay? Now, the queens, got to remember, you know, we're talking about the female side of the species. In any case, the queens got a taste for this, okay? And it turned out they really liked doing this whole expanding the empire, running the operation type thing. And they realized they could do it even better than the kings because the kings got, you know, they figured, oh, we have enough, who cares? The queens got hungry and wanted to go further and further, okay? This is interesting in terms of, once again, the corporate structure. Keep it in the back of your mind. You'll notice in corporate America, there's this one white chairman, CEO at the top, and the people looking through the glass ceiling are a whole bunch of female VPs surrounding him. And the reason he surrounds himself with female VPs is because the women will work twice as hard as the male VPs to accomplish what the head honcho white CEO wants. And they'll keep looking through the glass ceiling because he keeps promising them things that'll never come true. This is repeated over and over again in the Masonic structure of lodges, where you have the white Freemason and the female Masons thinking they're equal. If you go to any country club, how is it split up? The men go upstairs, the women go downstairs, okay? That country club split, I know this for a fact because I was a waiter at one of these ritzy country clubs on the North Shore of Long Island. I saw this for myself. This was during the 90s. Now, like, you know, this is, you know, we're approaching the 21st century, and these country clubs are still segregated like this because the country club mentality is the Masonic mentality, all right? This is why all the country clubs are all Christian, in some cases Jewish, okay? Christian and Jewish country clubs, all right? You don't see any black country clubs like that or Native American country clubs. In fact, if it was Native American, the women would be on top because they're held in high regard, and they're the ones that make all the rules and the decisions. So it's only in white America that you see this ass backwards function where women are forcibly subjugated onto their knees, all right? So in any case, the women got a taste for this, and they decided to take over the operation. The kings were like, all right, go ahead, do it. They were happy with what they had. They didn't care. So the queens take over. Now, these was an elite group of queens who really got into this, and they were called the Sata queens. Now, can you see what's going to come out of that already? Okay? Think about it. There's two things that come out of this. Being that they were such wretched bastards to begin with, you've got an ancient reference that comes out in the Jewish Torah called Satan, okay? All right? And of course, Nazi Germany had a very close affinity with the Anunnaki who served these guys. So from here, you get the Schutzstaffel, SS, all right? So keep in mind, the things I've learned over the last 16 years or so makes it very difficult for me to look at the Nazi Party in black and white anymore. There are a lot of fantastic, awesome things they were trying to do, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, and it went the wrong way. It was done that way and sabotaged on purpose, all right? To their credit, the Nazis hated the Masons with a vengeance and wanted to hunt them all down. You don't do that to upper management, okay? Masons are upper management, okay? The Masons are upper management. The Nazis were middle management trying to become the new upper management. And upper management said, fuck that, okay? All right? So that's what happened to the Third Reich. Upper management stepped on them, all right? And once you understand it from that, it becomes very hard to just say, oh, well, the Nazis were all bad when there was this other hypocritical bullshit going on in the background, all right? We see that history, just jumping ahead a little bit, history repeating itself again. We're so busy pointing fingers at Nazis and saying, oh, they're all bad. Well, they're the ones that gave us our space program. If there were no Nazis, there'd be no 1969 going to the moon, okay? On top of that, because we refused to learn from history the right way, that Nazi Party and all the bullshit that went with it has now come back in the form of neocons here. George Bush pulled the same shit that Hitler tried to pull, and in bombing the World Trade Center, they bombed upper management. Upper management once again said, fuck that, okay? And stepped on Bush, stepped on his administration. You notice all of his kingpins have been taken away from him, and now he's backed into a corner like a lame duck president, okay? And it really wasn't his, he used to, But, this is what happens, we're so busy pointing fingers at imaginary bad guys, we seem to forget the fact that the bad guys are here, okay? Power moves across the planet like a vortex, okay? Case in point, what is New York City will eventually become Hong Kong, China, okay? Power moves like a vortex, and after because the World Trade Center was the center of Western power for the Illuminati and the Western arm of power for the World Trade Organization. Going after that totally overstepped their bounds, and the neocons knew they bit off more than they could chew, okay? But I throw these things in there so that you understand the full corporate structure of what's happening on the planet and how everything repeats itself in the grand scheme of things, all right? So the Sata queens are going out there pushing out. Now, of course, through this expansion, they end up associating themselves with another empire, a younger empire, but just as vicious, hostile, and powerful. And that other younger empire was known as the Canis, okay? So you got the Canis Empire. The Orion Empire, the Canis Empire. Canis is what you refer to as Syrians, okay? From Canis, what does it look like? Two words. Canis, they were what you refer to today, if you were to see a dog walking on two legs, bipedal canines, okay? From Canis, you get canine, and you also get cannibal, okay? Now, the reason you get cannibal is not just because of the